everybody. Welcome to Macaroni Town. I'm your host, Guillermo Santa Fe, and I am joined by Rocky Hardy. Hey, Rocky, how are you?
Yeah, that's me. Who are you, Guillermo? What's going on?
Guillermo Santa Fe?
Mm-hmm. I've literally never heard of you.
I mean, that's fair. Are you familiar with the popular tasking service, TaskRabbit?
I think I've heard of it in passing.
Okay. And you're familiar with that it can be used to find folks to handle simple tasks.
Sure. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Okay. Are you familiar with the tasking service Task Conejo?
No.
Okay. Well, it's like TaskRabbit, but only for podcasting.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. And people can hire folks on there to sit in on podcasts. And I was hired by Brian to sit in on the show today.
Okay, but my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, Santa Fe, when people are, hired to sit in on a podcast, usually they sit in as a guest, not to straight up replace, the owner of the show, right?
No, I generally understand that, but I also know that there's an idea of substitute host or rotation host.
Okay.
And so I assumed it was something like that. And so I can read you the note that was included in the task before I agreed to sit in.
Sure, let's see.
Said, Hey Santa Fe. Going to need you to sit in on a podcast. It's going to be next level. Go sit in for fat ass. Do this, and there's plenty of lettuce in it for you. Brian.
Okay, and at what scale did you accept this job, Mr. Santa Fe?
Well, the ultimately agreed upon sum was $40 an hour.
Okay, sure, man.
Yeah.
$40 an hour. Does he actually have that? I feel like you may have been misled. If the check clears, the check clears. But I sincerely doubt that you were hired by one Mr. Brian Cartwright. And actually, at the moment, I'm currently fearing for his safety.
Really?
Yes.
That sounds pretty severe.
Well, sometimes it be like that.
I mean, gosh. Do you think we should notify authorities?
Well, if I know anything about Cartwright, he would not want us to call the cops.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool. I'm down with that too. But there are also other types of emergency services that we could try and connect with.
Right.
Do you think this is the kind of thing where we would need the fire department?
You know what? I'm not sure. Just quick question, Mr. Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Have you been made privy to Brian Cartwright's location, or did they simply give you an invite to this Discord server?
I was given a location to go to record. I said okay. And
would it happen to be in the Phoenix metro area?
I am in the Phoenix metro area, yes.
Is the building that you're currently in on fire?
It is not.
Then I'm not sure if we need the
wait, is this Mr. Cartwright's house, this place?
It might be.
The note that I received from allegedly Brian, my note from Brian said, watch out for turrets.
Yeah. Were there turrets on the house?
There might have been one which had a crudely taped sign to it that said out of order.
Yeah, no, that sounds right. Can you just check the bathroom for me real quick?
Okay, sure. Yeah, 1 second. Jesus Christ, Rocky, I was locked in the fucking bathroom. Some weirdo just let me out.
Yeah, that's Santa Fe. I think Duckett Sequoia paid him to sit in for you on the podcast, but I guess he also had him go to your house. It's not the best plan, but I'm glad you're okay.
Wait, who was that?
Guillermo Santa Fe, I think. I know his name's Santa Fe. That's why I've been calling him.
Guillermo Santa Fe.
That's what he said, yeah.
What the fuck? I think the thing that was the weirdest part, though, dude looked a lot like me. and sounded a lot like me. It was kind of unsettling.
Well, he did want to call the cops, so like he's not you, dude.
Okay. Um. Yeah, no cops.
Yeah, fuck that.
Oh,
Only trust your
Jesus.
fists, you know.
Pretty much. Yes. Yes.
Oh, actually, there was something I wanted to talk to you about. I went to a local arcade. Apparently, Aaliyah likes the local barcades here, and I came across a game called Die Hard Arcade. Are you familiar with it at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, uh, apparently, Die Hard Arcade is an arcade beat 'em up, with like equipable weapons and like QTE cutscenes. It was pretty cool. I had a good time. I had it on free play, so I got pretty far on it before I ended up leaving.
Die Hard Arcade is. Oh man, I so much. Oh God, so good. Um, love it.
Word.
Um, man, and it it fortunately
Hmm.
finally made its way to home consoles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Die Hard Arcade, Sega Saturn Classic, baby.
Ah,
Um,
true.
yeah, yeah, so good. Um, man, like I'm I'm just kind of like pausing here at the unlikely fact that there are like multiple good video games um related to Die Hard.
I mean, I think they knew what they were doing, and they got the right people involved. So,
Because there's also Die Hard Trilogy, um,
mm.
which is different developers.
Hmm.
Um, and one of the things that like is just wild about Die Hard Trilogy um, is that um, it essentially functions as like three different small games, which feels like a really like cool like like the like I don't think that anybody had like really gone for like that kind of presentation where like a single game is presented as three discrete smaller full game experiences. You know, it feels kind of like buying a bundle off of something like Itch. Um and like they're all big enough to be like individually satisfying, but they're not big games. Um
Hmm.
so like Die Hard Trilogy had like Die Hard, which was like an over the shoulder shooter.
Hmm.
And then Die Hard 2 was a light gun game.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was like a wild ass driving game for Die Hard with a Vengeance. And so you would just like play through these different like things that were like that all felt radically different from each other.
Hmm.
And I just like wish there was more stuff like that where like games would come up and be like, yeah, okay, you want to play the Lord of the Ring game? Well, time for Gollum fishing, baby. You know, just um like here's Tom Bombadil surfing. I don't know why we got Tom Bombadil surfing, but like it's
Could be fun.
yeah. Um yeah. Oh man, what a vibe.
Hmm.
But I am glad you got a chance to like interact with Die Hard Arcade in an arcade setting. That's like um
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Leave it
yeah.
blessed life, you know.
I'm such a big fan of like I'm so nostalgic for those like Sega AM1 and Sega AM2 polygonal arcade games. Um,
Okay.
like I just because I remember thinking when like we were in the Saturn PS1 era, um, like I just like those like weird floating squishy, um, like there was something about like the way that um the PlayStation rendered its like polygonal creations that I was just like less visually satisfying to me. And I know that like the Saturn was like overall like a less powerful 3D machine,
Sure.
but like it didn't look like polygons that were constantly floating in my eyes, just like, oh god, like I feel seasick looking at this fucking T-Rex in Tomb Raider.
Mm.
Yeah, but like, you know, I guess like the consummate comparison it'd be like taking a look at like say like Virtual Fighter 2 and comparing it against like one of the early Tekken entries. Like I just loved that look of Virtual Fighter 2 because like the polygons just didn't look like they were. I mean, I really hope that somebody who's old enough listening to this show is like, yes, Brian, I understand like, you exactly. I know what you mean by saying that it looked like the polygons were floating. Like this is me expecting like receiving a DM from Joe Spiro going, yes, Brian, I know what you mean. Um, because like that floatiness, god damn it. I mean, and it was gone by the next iteration of consoles. Like,
Right. Yeah.
there is no such problem like that on like the PS2. But
Right.
like whenever I look at like PS1 games, like so many of them, I'm like, hey friend, why don't we consider maybe like a refresh on this? Because like just looking at Crash Bandicoot, you know, is not great. It's not great. It's not great to look at Crash Bandicoot. Um, Not a fan of looking at Crash Bandicoot. Also, like collision on everything in PlayStation 1 games is just shit because of it.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh god, collision is so terrible. You're like, am I touching the thing? And the game is like, I don't know, man. Let God sort him out. I'm like, it's your job, not God's. Game's like, well, don't rush to conclusions, man. Why are you gonna be such a downer? And I'm like, game, you're supposed to tell whether or not I'm touching the other thing. And it's like, well, do you feel satisfied? Do you feel like you touched it? And I'm like, it's up to you to know that. And it's like, I don't know, man, you're dead now. And I'm like, fuck, god damn it. You were supposed to monitor collision. And it's like, yeah, well, I got shit to do. I'm the 90s. I got shit to do. I'm listening to this song by Aqua. That's what I'm doing right now.
You know, they thought the world was going to end in the 90s. You know, they thought that's all we were going to get.
Man. That's right. Y2K, man. It's coming for us.
Well, I mean, a lot of people worked very hard to avoid it, which I don't want to, you know, undersell and everything. But like, they were really sure the world was going to end, and it turned out it didn't.
God damn it! You know, like the years of like, this elevator's going to stop working, and your girlfriend is pregnant.
Yeah,
just like
there was a lot of that.
There was a lot of that. And then Y2K showed up. In fact, the elevators were fine. I mean, there were some pregnant girlfriends, but I think that was unrelated.
Yeah, I think it was ultimately unrelated.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say that there were probably some use cases where there may have.
They're just like, oh, damn, my girlfriend's pregnant. Why? Y2K? What does that mean? My clock was off. I thought, like, some guy's just, like, angrily managing his girl's cycle, but he used a pre-Y2K watch, and then he got fucked up over it. What is that? What are you talking about here?
Yeah, I mean, and these are what I'm going to call extreme edge cases.
Okay.
There can't be a statistically significant amount of them.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Man, so I was watching this movie. It was apparently Hulu got a chunk of rom-coms again. You know, a lot of them I've seen because, you know, I'm a student of the craft. But there was one that I'd skipped over because it didn't seem important at the time, but it was around, so I started to watch it. Have you seen Simply Irresistible starring Sarah Michelle Gellar?
I have not, because I'm out here to say that the movie looks very resistible.
Yeah, right. You Googled it. You're so like basically, you know, apparently Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like, okay, hold on. I want to read the official thing, and I'm going to tell you what I saw when I was watching this movie. But
while you're doing that, I'm going to pull up the film on Letterboxd so that way we can comment it from both sides.
Okay, yeah. So, like, the official, like, description for the film, Simply Irresistible, is a magical crab works wonders for a terrible chef's culinary skills, leading her towards the man of her dreams. That is the thing that they use to sell the movie to us or whatever.
Okay. I have the letterbox description of the film.
Okay.
After her mother's death, mediocre chef Amanda Shelton. Amanda Shelton, and there's a fucking crab in this?
Yes.
I see what they did there. Amanda Shelton is having trouble attracting customers to her family's restaurant. While shopping for ingredients, she is given a magical crab by mysterious Gene O'Reilly.
Yes.
Afterward, Amanda's dishes suddenly become excellent, inducing strong emotional reactions in everyone who eats them. Tom Bartlett, who is preparing to open his own eatery, tries her cooking and falls in love.
Okay, that's way more accurate to what I actually saw in the film. Fucking Sarah Michelle Gellar. Apparently, Tom Bartlett's like, or played by Sean Patrick Flanery, is dating Amanda Peet, right? And like they've gone on a couple of dates, but Amanda Peet decided to sync their calendars like after their third date. Kind of weird, not super important. But Bartlett was planning on breaking up with her, and they go to Sarah Michelle Gellar's restaurant after the meet cute before she was given the magical crab, and then makes like a crab Napoleon for them. Or no, a crab Napoleon for Tom Bartlett. She makes a chicken dish for Amanda Peet. I can't remember what it is, but Amanda Peet like eats the chicken dish, and then suddenly she realizes that Tom Bartlett's an asshole and breaks up with him before he could break up with her. And Tom Bartlett eats the crab, and like it's like brujeria for real, dude. Like he's like losing his mind, and he's just like infatuated with like the crab, and you know later the girl, and that's what the movie's about, basically. Like Sarah Michelle Gellar is an accidental bruja who like ropes in Sean Patrick Flanery with her cooking, and he's like losing it over her. Like if they had changed, I sincerely doubt that there isn't a version of this script where like instead of the magical crab, like she puts in like her blood to like the food or whatever, and like we watch the exact same movie. But whatever, man. It's a time. I kind of wish it skipped it, but I also like. I feel like this is going to inform something else. Hopefully, maybe someone's going to try to sneak in a second or like a spiritual successor to Simply Irresistible, and I'm going to clock it. And then maybe watching this movie would have been worth something.
Well, like conceptually, this reminds me of the. There was a film in the 90s, a Mexican film.
Okay.
Entitled Like Water for Chocolate.
Oh, true.
And like Water for Chocolate has a very like similar premise.
Oh my god, is this a white remake of Like Water for Chocolate? You know they did the same thing with like Love Don't Cost a Thing.
Okay, so all right. Love Don't Cost it, because I feel like
They made a joke about it in Community.
Yeah, but I thought that part of the bit there was that like I thought the bit on Community was that that like when discussing Love Don't Cost a Thing, that they got the order of Love Don't Cost a Thing and Can't Buy Me Love.
Right. So like, yeah, no, Can't Buy Me Love is the original, and Love Don't Cost a Thing is actually a black remake of Can't Buy Me Love.
Right.
But I wonder if Simply Irresistible, when did Simply Irresistible, not Simply Irresistible, but like Water for Chocolate, when did that come out?
92.
Yeah, okay. So like, that's what I mean. I'm wondering if Simply Irresistible is a sanitized white remake of like Water for Chocolate.
And so here's where Brian has to be movie dork. And I'm
sure,
having an opportunity to be movie dork here. Is that like I think that like films can have like very, very similar premises and still like be functionally different pieces of art. Like, and actually, this is like probably true of like most types of art. And so like, I think that you could conceivably have two different movies about like chefs who, for one reason or another, have a way to like magically imbue their food with like emotional quality.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's all about like execution, execution, execution.
Right.
I'm now looking at a quote about the making of this film from director Mark Tarlov. Mark Tarlov, this is the only movie he directed.
That makes
Um,
some sense. But go on.
Mark Tarlov primarily worked as a film producer.
Mm-hmm.
I see that Mark Tarlov looks like he had an ongoing producer relationship with John Waters during like my favorite period of John Waters' career,
Mm-hmm.
which is like the Serial Mom through Cecil B. Demented era.
Right.
And he also produced like a real dog shit Bill Murray movie called The Man Who Knew Too Little.
Right.
But yeah, like this is his only film that he directed.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Tarlov said about the film, it arose from, quote, an intersection of eating and drinking and romance. Part of my interest with the movie was this idea of being able to bend reality, how food and wine bends time and space. The whole Einsteinian view of bending time and space based on your position relative to the events that are happening. Like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like there was. Oh no. Okay. So I think, yeah, this film. Okay, this film got studioed.
Okay.
All right, so the film was originally written by Tarlov's wife,
Mm-hmm.
Judith Roberts,
Sure.
and the script was, quote, about a middle aged woman who hadn't found romance
Mm-hmm.
because she never found her passion. And when
Right.
she found her passion, romance followed.
Mm-hmm.
The director originally pitched the film to actress Holly Hunter,
Okay.
but the studio didn't want Holly Hunter to play the part because they're like, she's too old.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. So this film was supposed to be about a woman in middle age,
Right.
but the studio was like, too old. Too old. We can't make money off the old broads. And so then the script was rewritten to accommodate being about a 20-year-old woman.
Okay.
And also the studio, which was 20th Century Fox, wanted the film to specifically be an opportunity to cash in on, at the time, like Sarah Michelle Gellar's like large popularity from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So like
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to take a movie about a middle-aged woman and turn it into a vehicle for a teenage fucking television star.
Okay.
Yeah, I now feel sad for Mark Tarlov and his wife Judith Roberts, who seems like they had something that they cared a lot about, and it got studioed.
My condolences.
Oh wait, Patricia Clarkson is in this picture?
Yeah, she is.
What does Patricia Clarkson do?
I think she's the secretary. Let me look at this again. Yeah, she's Sean Patrick Flannery's secretary. She also has a really flirty relationship with him, which I think is like something else they were trying to do, but either way, you know.
Oh, looks like the film contains intentional references to the work of Fred Astaire.
Yes, it does.
Let's see here. There are references to The Belle of New York, Yolanda and the Thief, Shall We Dance, and Swing Time. Oh, and Dylan Baker is in this? I'm looking at so much of this cast, which is not Sarah Michelle Gellar,
Mm-hmm.
and going, golly gee, wow, like, this is a movie that seems like it could have been.
Could have been great, yeah.
Yeah, they could have had something here.
Yeah. But you know, they tried to spin it into something else and you know, it didn't work.
I am reminded of, so like I'm glad that Patricia Clarkson, popped up, because Patricia Clarkson got some notice this week
Hmm.
for a thing that she said in an interview this week,
Okay.
because people were just like found what she had to say so shocking. Patricia Clarkson did an interview with People magazine where she talked about the fact that she has not been married and not had children.
Mm-hmm.
And people were very scandalized by something that Patricia Clarkson said in this interview. She said, "My mother said, Patty, I just don't want you to wake up at 50 and be unhappy."
Mm-hmm.
Patricia Clarkson says, "I woke up at 50 in stilettos and a thong. I've had a great sexy ass life."
Cool. Good for her.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, more people need to swing like that, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Definitely agree. I would like to wish everyone a great sexy ass life. This is me, Brian, wishing you, listener, lean close. Lean close. Hey there. Hi. Hi there. Listener, do you mind if I refer to myself as Daddy for a second?
Oh, God.
Hey, everybody, it's Daddy. I'm wishing you a great, sexy ass life. Okay, I've now done my public service for the day.
Noted. Oh, man. Okay, Brian, I'm going to talk about something that I don't think you're going to have a lot of fun with, but I do want to address it anyways.
Okay.
A video game came out this week. Armored Core 6, The Fires of Rubicon, is out.
From Software Joint.
Yeah. And I've been cruising around it a little bit. I think I might pick it up. I've never played an Armored Core game, but I've heard good things. I've heard people who are familiar with the series say it's probably the most accessible one. I've heard people that picked it up for the first time saying that they're having a lot of fun being a like robot that they can like customize and whatnot. I've also heard that it's hard as hell, that it gets pretty wild. I don't know what it's going to be like, but I'm interested. I'm keeping an eye on it.
I think it is interesting from a standpoint of this is the first time that From Software has returned to a series that existed before the Souls franchise, after the success of the Souls franchise. And excuse me.
Bless you.
And I wonder how many of their like existing franchises that they could return to at this point, and that the reaction of a marketplace would just be different because of the overall like reputational change to From Software, that they're no longer just some small Japanese dev. They're now all caps From Software. And if they came out tomorrow and said, "Hey everybody, new Kingsfield game," would people be like, "Oh shit, new Kingsfield, get ready, better buckle up," And I think that they would. I think that that's where they are right now with like their prestige as developers, that they could. I mean, like from like Armored Core was never like actively like disliked. It was just mostly unknown. Like most people just didn't give a shit about Armored Core.
Right.
But like this has got to be already the best selling Armored Core game of all time.
Yeah.
No one the sales numbers.
But I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's a big deal. Like, I get that, like, that there was a huge pop when, like, people were talking about Armored Core 6, but also, like, the market's just bigger than it's literally ever been. Sequels would be, like, big no matter what, because, like, there are just more people interacting with them. There's people looking to pick up some stuff.
Okay. But time to, like, get some nerds angry at me.
Okay.
The market being bigger than it ever has been before hasn't especially helped, as I take a deep breath. I don't know, Metroid.
Well, no, Dread isn't Dread like the best selling Metroid game ever made or whatever?
It is, but as I recall, like the numbers on Metroid Dread are still like not. Let's see here.
No, I get it. Like they're not like company carrying like Mario is. Like Mario will sell like 15-30 million copies or whatever, and Dread sold like 2, maybe 2.5, but it's the most that Metroid's ever sold. That's what I'm saying. That like you can say that like these are the most that you ever sold before because there's more people trying to touch the stuff no matter what. And like I don't know if that's like a huge statement to just say that like Armored Core 6 is the best selling Armored Core of all time, because like I just think there's more people looking for stuff and willing to try Armored Core.
So life to date across all territories Metroid Dread has sold 3 million copies, and it is, in fact, the best-selling Metroid game of all time.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Let's take a look at Armored Core 6,
I mean, it's
colon, Fires of Rubicon.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, this thing has peaked at 129,000 concurrent users on fucking Steam.
That's gonna get bigger. But
No, but I guess I'm saying that, like, I'm just surprised at a fucking Armored Core game, like, coming out of the gate with that many concurrent users. I wasn't saying, like, that seems tiny. Like, concurrent users for fucking Armored Core? That is a higher number of launch concurrent users than Dark Souls 3 had.
Yeah, because, like, the market in 2017 looks very different from the market today.
Yeah. Wow.
Also, while there is something to be said about the strength of, like, the franchise in the past, like, again, Armored Core wasn't like a household name for me in particular. And I was interested in Armored Core because, like, the trailer looked cool. It looked like you were getting to do cool Colossus, like, robot shit. And that seems like an easy sell, I think. I think they cut a good trailer. I think they allowed people to see the parts of the game that looked cool and that would inform a purchase.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm also seeing, like, lots and lots of footage of frustrated streamers.
Oh yeah, because they're getting smoked by Armored Core. Yeah,
they're getting smoked by Armored Core.
Yeah,
which is leading to lots of people watching the frustrated streamers and going, "I have the right stuff."
Yeah, that works. In fact, I think that is the Dark Souls formula.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dig it.
Also, this past week, I realized that I've been playing League of Legends wrong once again.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna throw a lot of stuff at you. I hope that's fine.
Oh, hit me.
So I play a ranged character in League of Legends. That's usually how that goes. And usually, if you want to attack a minion, what you do is that, you click on the minion. You can set it to your left or right click. I use right click. I always have. Mm-hmm. So, you right click to move, but also if you want to hit something in particular, you'll right click to attack the target specifically. And if you touch something that's not an attackable target, you will simply walk towards where your cursor goes, right? But the thing is that when you play a ranged character, that's disadvantageous. If you try to click on something that's at range and you miss the click, then you're just going to walk toward the thing without dealing any damage. That leads to a handful of different problems. Some are small scale, like when you are trading, offense with an opponent during the laning phase. Usually it's a small mistake, but it could lead to a death. Or in larger scale engagements, like full team fights where it's 5v5, it could be detrimental because instead of attacking whatever you meant to attack, you could just walk into the middle of the battlefield and likely die, right? And there is something to mitigate this. There is a function of the game, which is called attack move, which is allows you to change the behavior of your cursor, where if you click in a direction, it will simply try to attack the nearest thing to your cursor within your basic attack range. And it's usable by anything in the game. It's not limited to range characters. But the problem is that you usually need to give up a click to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've become more comfortable with the macro strategy part of the game that I decided I was going to reasonably try to use a attack move because I heard a concept that made a lot of sense to me. Now both of my clicks, one of them is an attack move and one of them is just the movement click that I've been used to. And I started adjusting my trading pattern where if I'm going to attack something, I will use the attack move, which is my left click in front of me. But if I'm trying to reposition, move backwards or move straight, left to right, I'll use the right click. And I did that for a couple of games and everything is so much easier. I'm dealing astronomically more damage because I don't have to think so hard about clicking directly on the thing because I just have to click nearer to my target than anything else. And I can just like walk and attack them as they're running away from me. And now movement and attacking are no longer two different tasks. It's just one. And I'm suddenly so much better at League of Legends. And I wonder why I didn't do this before. But I realized it was because I was scared, and I was scared for reasonable reasons. And now I am moving past that place, and that's nice.
I'm very happy for you, and I'm glad that happened.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. There's definitely something to like having those moments of like significant revelation in a game that you have spent like thousands of hours with.
Yeah, I hear that.
Because it's that whole like, oh wait, this game still has stuff I didn't know, or this game still has secrets that like I can glean. And like I know that moment is like relatively possible in Hitman. Like I am, because of the way that like systemic interactions work in that game. Like I know that like I can be like, oh wait, this does that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do actually like, as much of the things that I don't like about Riot Games and whatnot, I do like that the way that they patch things often like reveal new interactions. And those patches kind of happen all the time. It's just like, oh wait, these changes happen? Well, like sometimes they're, like, oh no, there's a good word that means punishing that I'm missing right now. More prejudicial. Some patches are like prejudicial. It's like, oh, we've seen that this character does this. This wasn't intended. So we've made these changes so that their playstyle lines more up with what we want in the meta. And those kind of suck. But like sometimes it's just like, hey, this character got this buff, or we adjust this thing on this item. And then suddenly people like their gears start turning. It's like, oh, so that means I can build this on this now. And suddenly I have a new advantage. And there's a lot of things that happen. I don't think intentionally within Riot, but like that happen to like inspire new dimensions of play whenever they do change something. And people are very much interested in the changes whenever they happen because they offer new possibilities rather than like, the way that some people think of patch notes, which is like, oh, this busted thing is gone now. You have the all clear.
A thing happened in Hearthstone this week that was pretty interesting.
Okay.
Which is that like they announced when the twist format will be returning. Twist will return on September 1st.
Okay.
And they also announced like what old expansions will be legal in Twist, but they did something that like folks were not expecting.
Okay.
Which is that with Twist, they're introducing like a small but new expansion pack of expansion cards, which is only legal in Wild or Twist play, won't be legal in Standard. So it's like cards that move straight to Wild that were never legal in Standard.
Okay.
And the point of the cards is that they are designed to take advantage of the weird ass interactions that happen in like Wild, where like all of the old cards are perfectly legal. They're cards which are designed to be like, oh yeah, we know this weird thing happens. How can we leverage it for further weirdness? And that's neat. They've never leaned into that kind of weird before. So like I dig it, man. Like I'm glad to see them like leaning into the fact that like theirs is a strange video game now that it's like 8 years old and like has years and years and years of expansions and like strange edge cases.
I am interested that the choice to allow these cards only in Wild and Twist means that they're trying to like curate individual experiences rather than just kind of let them like splay about. I think that's cool. It does feel intentional.
Yeah, yeah, like agree. So like I and like it occurs to me that because like right now like the historical like standard season is around 4 months because there's about 4 months between each expansion in the year. And as a result, like we've talked about the phenomenon before, where like expansion comes out, Brian enjoys the expansion, Brian plays the expansion quite a bit, and then the meta like will settle about 30 days after they do the mini expansion, after the
Mm-hmm.
full sized expansion, which then means that like of the 4 month cycle, about 2 months of it is just like sitting around going, "Oh, good, priest again." And like that's not fun.
Yeah, I get
Um,
that.
but um, they um, it feels like this does a lot to really like counteract that. Like because now what will happen is like I can dip into twist and I can dip into standard and I can have completely different like you said curated experiences. Um, so yeah, like I'm eager to see like what they do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, man, cool.
Hmm.
Well, I'm glad that League did a heckin' good.
Well, I'm more like becoming. I'm learning more about it. I think I'm becoming more comfortable in its space.
Hmm.
Which, again, like I'm trying to get to a certain level in ranked, so I can never play ranked again because I really don't like the experience of playing ranked overall. Like, oftentimes I play with people that I would not hang out with under normal circumstances, or my games don't go well because there's like a very clear failure point that I can't do much about. Um, but sometimes you get a clean game. Sometimes you get games where you do really well, where you're able to take advantage of like the weakness on the other team. But sometimes it just doesn't go that way, and you just got to hold it, I guess. Um, I don't know. Also, there's like a lot of time that I've been pouring into League specifically that I want to pour into other places. I mean, there are other things I want to do, like around the house and all that. I still haven't done much with my culinary year. Like I've been meaning to study curry this year, and I haven't really moved on that as well as I wanted to. And also, like September is supposed to be like a really big gaming month for me. With Sea of Stars coming out and possibly picking up Armored Core 6 shortly thereafter. And I still want to get into Cyberpunk. I've heard that it's had a pretty good release.
Um, man, I'm just going to like pull up some Sea of Stars coverage
Oh,
so I can
dude.
speak to it eloquently.
Dude, Sea of Stars is going to be so sick, man. Like, every new little detail like I see about it is fucking fantastic. It's an action combat RPG. You get to pick which of the deuteragonists is going to be like the leader of your party, and it's a player choice. And maybe it means nothing, but maybe it means something. Who knows? You get a third character who's a lovable guy who fights with a hammer and a pot lid and shit. Like the writing seems fun. There's all sorts of like neat shenanigans that they use to tell the story, so they don't have to push themselves on fidelity. But like the pixel art is fantastic. There's a great fishing mini game in it. There's just like little tactical, like turn based, like miniature game that they showcased on a stream once. They're just like, hey, we've been working on the game and we just want to do a short stream to show you this mini game that we made. And then like they did it for 40 minutes and like this is fucking sick, and then they were gone. And like, maybe it's creative marketing and all that. Maybe it's all smoke and mirrors. I hope it's not. But like from what I've seen, especially with, like the studio behind it, Sabotage Studios, they've done good work. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's see here. Man, this does look gorgeous, doesn't it?
Oh
Wow.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pretty. Sorry, I'm easily. It has a look that I like.
Well, man, that makes sense to me. Yeah, man. By the time this comes out, Sea of Stars will be live. They'll be out there, and Fires of Rubicon or Armor Core 6 is already out. So there's those things. And also, I gotta dig into Minecraft a bit more. There's we're doing this like Survivor multiplayer server, and I kind of want some stuff to go off, but I know I'm actually not really prepared for like shit to go off.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta hit the lab. I gotta do some reading and fuck around with some shit.
Let's see here. I I wish Tegan was here this week because I've stumbled into something which I want Tegan's opinion on, which is so I just watched this movie called Live Scream,
Mm-hmm.
which is about a Twitch streamer who starts playing a haunted video game.
Okay.
Like the game is actually trying to fuck with them and
Sure. Yeah.
make the player feel like they're responsible for the deaths of other people, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I wanted to specifically bring it up with Tegan is that the woman who directed um, Live Scream, when she's not like directing a movie which is intended for commercial release like Live Scream, apparently her passion is directing fucking Detroit Become Human fan films.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, all right, that's a whole thing. Um, man,
How many Detroit Become Human fan films are there right now?
this particular woman has directed um, at least three, and like these are not small movies. Like one of them is like 75 minutes long.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it okay? Wait, is Live Scream? It's the one that was released in 2018, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And the woman who directed that is currently very active in the Detroit Become Human fan community, and like there's about to be some like Detroit Become Human fan convention in Detroit. They're all fucking going to Detroit. They're like, yeah, man. And I'm like, Jesus, someone
I,
finally invented an excuse to go to Detroit.
I hope they, stimulate the local economy, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Um, oh, man.
Hmm.
Um,
Michelle Iannatono, right?
yep.
Word.
um,
Brian, you're not going to believe this.
oh no, please hit me.
I have nearly watched 1,000 episodes of One Piece. I'm on like episode like 997 now.
Oh, can I do a zinger? Can I do a zinger?
Go for it, dude. What do you got?
You're about 20% in then?
That's pretty good, actually. I am actually just under 100 episodes to catch up. I think I'm like at 96 or so, and then I'll be caught up. But now I'm in modern One Piece. Like I'm in the shit that started coming out. I think I'm in 2021 right now. No, yeah, I think I'm in 2021 right now. And this is when like the some of the bigger like action set pieces are happening, and they're really swinging on the shit, man. They have some really good animation. There's this one sequence that they did where they had like this like rushing camera sequence with like all of like these samurai like cutting their way like while they're raiding this palace, and then they put the whole thing in black and white but with red accents, and like it was excellent. It wasn't like they teased like the kind of view before, like they showed some other like stills or moments earlier in like the arc where like you would see black and white but like red would still show. Like there's a character king who looks like the buffest gimp you could imagine, and they have like a like perpetually like lit flame on their back. And so like there was like a black and white like still with him where like you could see the flame still like tinging, and it's clearly like has its like reds, its yellows, its oranges. But then like, you know, the action sequence happened, and like apparently it shit's gonna pop off forever now. Like it looks like I've been watching like this arc which is called The Land of Wano, and I think I'm something like 60 or 80 episodes into it. I forget when it started. And that has actually been prelude. There've been like fights and stuff or whatever, but like the main conflict of the arc is happening now, and it's going to be happening for like the remainder of episodes that are available. So it's just going to be all action from here on out, it looks like.
Jesus. Man. That is, I mean, can they sustain like 100 episodes of action? That's a lot of action.
So maybe not, honestly. One thing that has been consistent about this particular arc and the arc before it, which was Whole Cake, is that they the pacing did not feel great. Because it can't always be action, you know, but like this is going to be a large scale conflict. Like there is like an army of something like I think like 5,000 clashing with one of like 30,000, but like a good like 24 of them are superhuman anime characters. And so like maybe those numbers will even out. That's just how it'll go. Yeah, I'm in October 2021 of One Piece. That's where I'm at right now. So I'm in modern One Piece. So I got 2 more years of One Piece to catch up on, which is nearly 100 episodes, and then I'll be stuck watching weekly One Piece with everyone else. And like that stuff is probably frustrating because I've just been watching everything. So I've just been watching everything unfold. But there are some episodes where like if you're hoping for something to happen with a particular character, it's unlikely that you'll see that week. And sometimes when you're in the middle of a fight, like if you're not sure where it's going to end, you probably won't get any clarity on that by watching a single episode that shows up this week. But like for a lot of these arcs, it's just like, oh, I'm watching Whole Cake. This goes from episode 680 to 821. So I know when I get to 821, I'll be doing something else. And Wano makes no such promises. Although the manga has moved on from the arc. So I guess if you are reading the manga, you'll probably be able to put together when Wano will end in like the anime, but they just revealed like the big power up that like the main character got, and so the fight continues for a bit more after that before it's over.
I bring this up and I'll briefly explain the like weird path my brain went down to get here.
Sure, yeah.
I thought about the fact that there are at this point over 800 episodes of Star Trek across the various different shows in the franchise.
Okay.
Like when you tally up Star Trek, Next Gen, DS9, Discovery, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When you add up all the Star Treks, there are over 800 episodes of Star Trek. And so like it's the easiest thing I can think of when I'm like, if I consumed any piece of media which is like that much of a big boy breakfast, and like that's the closest thing I could think of, especially considering that like for most of those franchises the episodes are an hour long as opposed to a half hour long.
Right. Star Trek is probably actually comparable to One Piece, like in terms of like length and duration.
Right. You know, like you got your half hour episodes with the original animated series, Lower Decks, and Prodigy, but everything else is like, yep, it's a big boy breakfast. And so, but like the reason I was thinking about it was just like, man, like what are the kind of things that like it took Star Trek 800 plus episodes to do, and um, one that like popped in mind was it took over 800 episodes for Star Trek to finally get to a musical episode. In the most recent season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the penultimate episode of the season um, was a musical. So that way we could have things like a heartfelt solo from Mr. Spock.
Actually, hold on. I'm looking at this now. I think it took about 800 episodes for One Piece to get to their musical episode as well.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
there
like
you go.
Whole Cake Island, which takes place from episode 783 to 878, features actually, well, a few songs for sure, but definitely one dedicated musical episode, which was Toto Land Emperor Big Mom Appears. And they did the episode where like they had a bunch of like singing anthropomorphic like animals and plants and like foodstuffs that was kind of winking in a Disney way, but like, you know, it has its own like sinister thing that's like attached to it.
Yeah. I'm glad that we have done the frontline research
Mm-hmm.
to determine how long it takes incredibly long running franchises to get to musicals. I know that The Simpsons has already done it.
They've done it. They've done a
Yeah.
musical episode. I don't know how long it took them to get there, but they did it.
Let's see here.
Only took Scrubs like 4 seasons.
Yeah, that those are like rookie numbers too, because that means that like they had like less than 100 episodes under their belt when they did it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. First, and I'm trying to like because I don't want them to just tell me the first time they sang on The Simpsons.
Right, like you want a dedicated like episode.
Yeah. Oh Jesus! No, it took The Simpsons quite some time as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um,
I mean, I feel like if you step into it like too early, like that becomes the thing your show's known for, and like they had other, you know, goals, I suppose.
let's see here. The Simpsons didn't get to an all musical episode until 2021. Um, yeah, and they kicked off season 33. But let me get an episode number because it was the season premiere of let's see here.
Season 33 of Simpsons still, right?
Yeah, so that would have been 21. So between 1 and 2 seasons ago. But I just want to get an episode number.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Season 33, episode 1 is 707.
Okay, it's in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's called The Star of the Backstage, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 707.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, like they didn't quite hold out as long as say Star Trek or One Piece, but they were in the neighborhood.
Yeah, you know, it's a valiant effort.
Yeah. Oh, uh, if you would like for Impossible Coin, a podcast about video games, to research for you when other long-standing, multi-decade-long media franchises finally succumbed to the urge to sing, please let us know. Vote now on your phones.
I'm actually checking Shin-Chan because like Shin-Chan has like an egregious amount of episodes. Do you think One Piece is bad? Yeah, it looks like there are over 1,200 episodes of Shin-Chan, and like One Piece isn't even there yet. But I'm trying to see if I can find out which is the Shin-Chan musical episode. I'm not there yet. Hopefully I'll find it before the end of the show, but who knows?
Speaking of the end of the show, I was going to ask, what do we have left to chat about today?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Well, I think, gosh, I think that this is where at work I would normally say, all right, we're going to give everybody a few minutes of their time back today.
Oh man. So I guess we'll catch you guys next time. I'll have that Shin-Chan episode number for you all. But until then, this has been an episode of Impossible Coin. Thanks for hanging out. If you want to listen to it, you can find it wherever our podcasts are found: iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, but not SoundCloud, because fuck SoundCloud.
Fuck SoundCloud.
They know what they did.
I'm not paying fucking Guillermo. I'm not doing it.
Oh, that's actually so. Like, unless Sequoia has your payment information, he must have made a TaskRabbit, a Task Conejo, like impersonating you. And like, if he doesn't actually have your payment information, he definitely paid that guy.
Well, then good for him. I hope he goes to Panera or something. Like, actually, no, I don't wish anybody goes to Panera.
Man, like I saw a tweet this week where it's just like Panera Bread is a restaurant that just sells like overpriced hospital food, and we're all okay with it. And it's just like, come on now.
It's exactly what they do. Like, I have even made that joke about Panera Bread. Like, in fact, I think I may have even made that joke on this show.
Oh God, you might have actually.
I am looking at like several tweets now. Related to. Oh God, I just found a very good tweet. Mm-hmm. Where somebody says, "Here's the tweet, Rocky."
Okay.
This hospital doesn't smell as bad as Panera Bread.
Damn God. That's pretty ugly. But yeah, everyone, thank you for hanging out. We have music in the beginning and end of the show. It was produced by our friend Big Sach. You can find him on SoundCloud, actually, at soundcloud.com, Big Sach. NJ, we love him. We just don't love SoundCloud. And if you want to support him elsewhere, he's on Twitter at Illyry_Swank. And he has a Bandcamp at betweenrooms.bandcamp.com where his band puts out music. I think he put out an EP more than a few months ago, actually, at this point, probably. Our logo is also a t-shirt, and it was made by Lauren Moran. I still don't know how Brian did it, but Brian talked Miss Lauren Moran into making our logo, and we deeply appreciate her, and we wish her all the success. She is also on Patreon, and you can find her on Patreon. Our Patreon exists, but billing is suspended, so you don't have to worry about it, at least for right now. But there you will find our artisanal show notes, our bespoke watch-alongs, and audio essays about things that we care about. There are more of those forthcoming, so look forward to those, I suppose. And we're also on Twitch. We stream a few times a week. You can find us at twitch.tv/ImpossibleCoin. Maybe we'll get Brian to stream some Hitman one of these days. Who knows? But that's us. That's the show.
I have more dunking on Panera. I'm sorry.
Okay. Sure, go ahead.
A woman says, I embarrassed my teenage daughter by asking the cashier at Panera, can I use 10 meals at Panera as a discount on my hospital bill?
Oh my God.
So apparently this is just a thing which is like in the fabric of the cosmos, and that everybody likes to make this joke. The Panera just tastes like hospital food.
That works.
So I'm going to try and come up with a new bit.
Fair enough.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.
Thank you for podcasting.